Hello everyone. So let's start with today's video, and today's topic is plasma membrane, which is also called as cell membrane or biomembrane. So after the advent of electron microscope in 1950, scientists were able to study the chemical nature of the plasma membrane, especially in case of RBC, and then only they have deduced the structure of plasma membrane. So what is the function of plasma membrane? First question is that why plasma membrane is present. As you know that in case of animal cell, plasma membrane is the outermost layer, and in case of plant cell, in case of fungus, in case of some protist, in case of prokaryotes except mycoplasma, after the plasma membrane, cell wall is present. So what happens, this plasma membrane protects the cell from the outside environment. As you know that inside the cell there are very important chemical reactions happens, like digestion happens, cellular respiration, replication of genetic material. So many important vital functions are going on. So it has to be protected from the outside environment. For that purpose, they are having cell membrane or plasma membrane. So first thing is that the plasma membrane is outermost membrane in animal cell, and inner one in case of plants, fungus, some protist and prokaryotes except mycoplasma. Hope you remember this mycoplasma is the smallest cell without cell wall. So if we talk about the chemical nature, plasma membrane is made up of lipid, which is around 50 to 70%, protein, which is around 20 to 50%, and carbohydrate, which is around 1 to 5%. So in lipid, basically it is in the form of phospholipid. It means combination of phosphorus and lipid, or you can find cholesterol. So this is the chemical nature. Now if you will observe the function of it and the property of it, the most important property is that the plasma membrane is selectively permeable or it is semi-permeable. Now the next question arises, what do you mean by selectively permeable and what do you mean by semi-permeable? So first of all, in case of semi-permeable, suppose this is the plasma membrane. This plasma membrane will be having small channels here, and there are few molecules or substances which should pass through this channel. Now in case of semi-permeable, only those molecules can pass through the plasma membrane which is having the similar size that the carrier molecule is having or carrier protein is having in the membrane. तो ये जो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन है सिर्फ उन्हीं मॉलिक्यूल्स को पास होने अलाउ करेगा जो उस साइज के हैं, ओके, प्लस दे विल अलाउ द सॉल्वेंट ओनली. This is the semi-permeable nature of this plasma membrane. In case of selectively permeable, the cell is very selective what it wants. Semi-permeable के केस में साइज इंपॉर्टेंट है. साइज वाली, सिमिलर साइज वाली चीजें ही सेल के अंदर जा सकती है और सेल से बाहर जा सकती है. But in case of semi-permeable membrane, the membrane will allow only those things which is required inside the cell. सेल के अंदर जिन चीजों की रिक्वायरमेंट है उन्हीं चीजों को वो अलाउ करेगा, बट साइज डजंट मैटर. तो अब इस वाले मॉलिक्यूल को यू कैन सी दिस मॉलिक्यूल wants inside the cell. In that case, the plasma membrane will take up this molecule by endocytosis process. तो एंडोसाइटोसिस के थ्रू डिफरेंट साइज का मॉलिक्यूल भी सेल के अंदर जा सकता है अगर सेल को उस मॉलिक्यूल की जरूरत है. सेम वे, इफ सेल डजंट वांट एनी मॉलिक्यूल, दैट मॉलिक्यूल विल बी थ्रोन आउट ऑफ द सेल by the same exocytosis process. Fine, inside through endocytosis and outside by exocytosis. This is called selectively permeable nature of the plasma membrane. Now, the important property of the plasma membrane is it is selectively permeable or semi-permeable. Second thing, permeable. Second thing, the ratio of lipid, that is phospholipid. Let's write phospholipid. And protein वेरीज. इसका मतलब है कि जो मेम्ब्रेन है उसमें फॉस्फोलिपिड और प्रोटीन का जो रेशियो है वो वेरी होता है. ठीक है, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इट इज डायनेमिक. दिस इज डायनेमिक इन नेचर. It is changing and this change is very required for the transportation. अगर मेम्ब्रेन में मॉलिक्यूल्स मूव नहीं करते होंगे, जो मेम्ब्रेन है वो सेमी परमिएबल नहीं होगा, रिजिड होगा अगर मेम्ब्रेन, then in that case transportation is very difficult. So for the transportation, this process, this ratio of phospholipid protein should vary. And this is an important feature of every cell. If I talk about RBC, if I talk about WBC, hepatocyte, intestinal cells, any cell if you talk, there will be variation in the phospholipid and protein molecules. ठीक है, तो variation होता ही रहता है दोनों molecules में. It depends on cell to cell. Okay, now next is the function. Function में सबसे पहला function है that this protein molecules are in the form of carrier molecule or carrier protein. Let me stop. Okay, now let's talk about the function. If we talk about function, number one is channel protein and carrier protein are present in the membrane. ठीक है, ये दोनों टाइप के प्रोटीन्स मेम्ब्रेन में प्रेजेंट होते हैं फॉर सिलेक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. नेक्स्ट, दिस प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन हेल्प्स इन प्रोटेक्शन. वो इनसाइड एनवायरनमेंट को प्रोटेक्ट करता है. थर्ड वन, it is having some enzymes, that is some proteins on the membrane. There are some proteins on the membrane which acts as an enzyme, especially in case of microvilli in epithelium of small intestine. Here, in this case, some membrane proteins will act as an enzyme and help for easy transportation. Next is, there are some glycolipids. Glycolipids are present on the membrane, which helps in cell recognition. You will read about this in case of organ transplant. ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांट में क्या होता है कि हम क्यों हमारे बहुत नियर रिलेटिव से या फैमिली मेंबर से ही ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांट करना प्रेफर करते हैं, या अगर हम डोनर भी सिलेक्ट करते हैं तो उस केस में वी नीड टू ऑब्जर्व द glycoproteins which are present, glycolipids which are present on the membrane of the cell, which helps in recognition between cell and cell. तो सेल जैसे ही पहचानता है कि नहीं ये तो अपने जैसा ग्लाइकोलिपिड है, then only there will be a perfect organ transplantation. And last one is in the bulk transportation. Bulk transportation means, if we want to transport bulk amount of thing inside the cell, so in that case the cell will having some infolding. ठीक है, infolding जो होता है, that infolding in the membrane will cause the movement of a large amount of molecule inside the cell, and that process is called endocytosis. So till now what we have read about the plasma membrane, which is also called as cell membrane, biomembrane. प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का जो स्ट्रक्चर था वो तब हमने डिड्यूस किया जब 1950 में इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप को बनाया गया. आफ्टर दैट दिस स्ट्रक्चर कि प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का स्ट्रक्चर एग्जैक्टली होता कैसा है. अब अगर हम बात करें प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन की, सो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन इज मेड अप ऑफ 3 components: lipid, protein and carbohydrate. Lipid basically it is present in the form of phospholipid. The ratio of this phospholipid and protein varies from cell to cell. किसी सेल में अगर लिपिड का जो कंटेंट है वो 50% है और प्रोटीन का 30%, तो दूसरे में ये वेरी कर सकता है. फिर जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट नेचर है प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का, दैट इज प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन इज सेमी परमिएबल और सेलेक्टिवली परमिएबल. सेमी परमिएबल मीन्स दे विल अलाउ the same size of molecule which resembles the size of the channel or the carrier proteins they are having, and it allows only solvent to go through it. Selectively permeable means the cell will allow only those things which are required by the cell, and they will similarly throw out the content which is not required by the cell by selectively permeable nature. Then the property, if we talk about the property of plasma membrane is selectively permeable and semi-permeable, that I have already told you. The ratio varies. Because the ratio varies, it is dynamic in nature, and because of this nature, it is very easy for the membrane to transport the substances, whether with the help of carrier molecule, whether it is help of channel molecule or the bulk transport. And then these are the important 5 functions of the plasma membrane. Okay, so as I have told you all about the introduction about the plasma membrane. Now there were different models given by the scientists for the structure of plasma membrane. So those models were, number 1 is sandwich model, then unit membrane model, and last one was fluid mosaic model. Out of these 3, this one is the most accepted model. So one by one we will be talking about the detailing of each and every model. So number 1 is sandwich model. So why we call it as sandwich, I will let you know, as you all know what sandwich is. So this model was given by Daniel and Devson. These 2 scientists were involved in giving this model. The important feature of this model is, number 1, the membrane is made up of lipid, that is phospholipid, and protein. Fine. And the protein is alpha globular protein. So what is globular? As the name suggests, it is globular in shape, and this kind of protein is having secondary structure. You will read about this in chapter 9, that the protein is having 4 structures: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. So here the protein which is involved is having secondary structure, and this alpha says that it is having alpha helical structure. Next is the phospholipid which is involved here is amphipathic in nature. What is amphipathic? First I will show you its structure, what phospholipid means. If you will see, phospholipid is having a globular head and it is having 2 tails. So this is the head which is made up of glycerol, and these are the 2 tails which are made up of fatty acid. This tail is hydrophobic, please remember this, and the head is hydrophilic in nature. So hydrophobic, phobia means it is water repelling, they hate water, whereas this head which is glycerol is hydrophilic, means they love water, they are water attracting. Second thing, this glycerol head is associated or bonded with the phosphate molecule. So overall this structure is a structure of phospholipid. Fine. So as this head is hydrophilic, it is also called as polar head, and this fatty acid hydrophobic part is called as non-polar. So as phospholipid is just one molecule in which you will find both the part hydrophilic as well as hydrophobic, that's why this is called amphipathic in nature. So remember that this is very important in vision of NEET. Okay, now let's talk about its structure. As according to the Daniel and Devson, the phospholipid is present in bilayer. So I am drawing the 2 layers. These are the 2 layers of phospholipid. You can see here. In this structure, bilayer, you have to draw in the way that tails should face each other. So here, tail is having a very weak force of attraction called as van der Waals force. Fine. So both weak attraction है. As you know, this is the head and this is the tail, and the proteins are arranged on the opposite side, on both the sides of the lipid bilayer, like a bread. So they have considered the protein as the bread and these lipid bilayer as the cheese slice. So that is why it is called as sandwich model. So in this model, you can see proteins are arranged on both the sides of lipid bilayer. Now, what is the important, as this model was not being selected and as it is having so many drawbacks, so let's discuss about the drawbacks. Number one, it does not give the clue of water soluble substances. Means, now I will tell you, if there is lipid soluble or water insoluble substance, so what will happen if it has to pass through the membrane and reach inside the cytoplasm? Protein will allow it, and as you know, this head will also allow it, and it is lipid soluble, so tail will also allow it to pass through the membrane. So when it is lipid soluble or water insoluble substances, it is very easy for them to transport through this layers and come into the cell or exit the cell. The problem arises when we talk about water soluble substances. What happens in that case? If the substance is water soluble, let me draw with blue only. This is water soluble substance. Now protein will never provide any hindrance to it, so protein will allow it to pass. Then the head, because head is, as I have told you, head is hydrophilic, it is water loving, so it will also not provide any kind of restriction or hindrance to it, तो ये head भी इसको pass होना allow करेगा. But as you know that the tail is hydrophobic, it will not allow this water soluble substances to pass through the membrane, and if it is not passing through the membrane, then water soluble substance cannot reach to the cytoplasm. Water is very much required component for the cell. बिना water के कोई reaction नहीं होता है. So सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक सैंडविच मॉडल का यही था कि इन्होंने कोई रेफरेंस नहीं दिया, कोई क्लू नहीं दिया कि वाटर सॉल्युबल सब्सटेंसेस किस तरीके से मेम्ब्रेन को क्रॉस करके साइटोप्लाज्म में आएंगे. सो दिस वाज वन ड्रॉबैक. अदर वाज, according to the model, you will not able to see here that the ratio of phospholipid protein is changing anywhere. The ratio, अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ पे दो प्रोटीन्स यहाँ पे हैं, दो प्रोटीन्स यहाँ पे हैं, ठीक है, 1 2 3 4. If we see there are 4 proteins and there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 8 phospholipid is there. So this ratio will not vary according to this model, and if it doesn't vary, it means membrane is rigid, and if it is rigid, then how the transportation will occur in case of plasma membrane? So for transportation, it is very required that the plasma has to be flexible, dynamic, then only the transportation will happen. So if it is, if ratio is not changing, it gives the clue for the rigid nature, plus it is not dynamic. So these are the 3 drawbacks of sandwich model. Because of that, it was rejected, and after that the next model came was unit membrane model, which we will discuss in the next lecture. So till now what we have read, that in sandwich model it was given by J. Neely and Devson. The important feature was the membrane is made up of protein and lipid. Lipid में भी specially phospholipid. जो protein होता है, that is alpha globular protein. Globular protein is the secondary structure of the protein, and alpha is the alpha helical structure. Phospholipid molecule is amphipathic in nature, as the molecule is having both hydrophilic as well as hydrophobic ends. Here the membrane, the lipid जो लेयर है फॉस्फोलिपिड की जो लेयर है that is in bilayer, lipid is in bilayer, and on both the side of lipid bilayer you will find proteins are present. This will allow the lipid soluble and water insoluble substances to cross and reach inside the cell, whereas it will provide hindrance to the water soluble substances. And water soluble substances को hindrance कहाँ से मिलता है? From this fatty acid tail. Then drawbacks में एक और drawback ये था कि इनका जो ratio है it doesn't vary. Because of that, it is rigid in nature and that causes trouble in transportation. And for the same reason, it is said that it is not dynamic. So, overall, this is about the plasma membrane and the sandwich model of plasma membrane. So, in next video, we will be talking about unit membrane and fluid mosaic model. So, see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye and keep learning.